Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTube community, depending on where you are at on our globe. If you're watching this video, this is Josh, and what you're looking at is the highest level of education I have officially completed from LeBray Senior High School here in Leavittsburg, Ohio, Trumbull County. I received my diploma in 1999. I had a 2.62 cumulative grade point average, and I graduated 47th out of 101 in my class. Okay. And I am here today with a roast of our United States, quote unquote, almighty government that likes to make everyone depend on them because with the way they budget money, you could put them in charge of the Sahara Desert, and in 5 years, there'd be a shortage of fucking sand. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The reason you're looking at my high school diploma is the 535 members down in Washington D.C. that are in charge of this federal budget, the spending and writing the laws and things like that go across the desk of the president and get signed. Um, they have college degrees, like master's degrees, PhDs, bachelors, and I have this. Okay. Uh, I also had a very wise mother that taught me the importance of paying bills and taking care of my responsibilities first before doing other things. That includes, making car payments and paying off credit cards, debt. So, what you're looking at is a credit card statement from my Discover card from November of 2019. This card had a zero balance in just 15 months when I went in February to finance my 2015 Malibu in 2021. $0, 0 cents on the balance. It was completely paid off. And if I can get the camera to properly focus, look at the interest rate. 13.99%. Just in 11 months that year alone, I had almost $1,000 in interest. Okay? 15 months. I've never made over $40,000 in a calendar year filed on my income tax returns except for 2021 because of bonuses that I received in gift cards from my employer. I broke 40,000, just barely broke $40,000 for a calendar year in total income. All right. I mean, just October to November alone, I received $124 in interest. The reason that this credit card had a $10,000 balance, 2019, I went into the hospital for my mental health issues and had a 2-week stay. I received $5,000 in medical bills because my health insurance had a $5,000 deductible. Everybody that is a liberal Democrat like Joe Biden makes sure to thank Barack Hussein Hitler for his Unaffordable Care Act that only pays for your health care needs and only seems to work when you do not work for a living. Okay, so on to the roast. I went ahead and did some searching today. What is the United States debt in dollars? Well, it's about 30.9 trillion. To give you an idea of how many there's 12 zeros past the 30 before you get to the decimal point on that. That's a lot of fucking zeros. Okay, people also ask. This is what I love about Google and Bing is the people also ask sections. What country has the most debt? Well, the United States. No, everybody knows that. The one above it. Will the U.S. ever pay off its debt? Well, I'm going to get to that at the end of this video. Here's a good one, though. How to lower U.S. debt. Now, this is from looks like a forum because it's just the scottishsun.com.uk. So this is somebody from UK. It's a debt expert, maybe an editorial or something. one of the first things you should do to get to grips with your debt is to understand what you owe. Then you should make a budget based on what you can afford to pay back. Does anybody remember the last time Congress actually sat down and made a budget of what they're spending money on versus what they can pay back on our debt? Because I'm pretty sure the last time they did, I couldn't even legally vote. I was under the age of 18. I'm 41. Okay, well, now let's see. So we know what the debt is. How much income do they have? Okay. The government takes in about $3.5 trillion each year. And most of it is individual and corporate income taxes. And then you need to figure out what their interest rate is. 1.5%. So, wait, let me get this right. I have a high school diploma, a credit card with a 14% interest rate, revolving credit, compound interest, and I paid it off in 15 months with less than $40,000 a year before taxes and income. The feds have $3.5 trillion disposable income each year, and their interest rate's 1.5%, and where debt is ballooning into the stratosphere. I think it's safe to say they're not even trying at this point. So what I did is I looked for a payment calculator to see exactly how long it's going to take them to pay it off if they actually try. And ironically, I got the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas's website. So I went ahead and put in most credit cards require a 2% minimum payment by law. That was signed into law by George Bush Jr. Between 2000 and 2008, somewhere during his 2 terms. Okay. This figure is if the federal government made a fixed monthly payment out of the $3.5 trillion divided by 12. Okay. So as if they took the entire federal budget and stopped all the spending on all the free handouts for all the lazy asses that don't want to work, and all the illegal immigrants that Joe Biden is fucking flying into our country at night and landing like the Haitians that are up in Boardman, Ohio that already have their Medicare cards, and the illegal immigrants that DeSantis just bust up to Martha's Vineyard, and the 2 busloads of illegal immigrants that got dropped off at Kamala Harris's house today. Okay. So with the fixed payments, it'd only take them 9.5 years. Okay. But let's say they just want to make the minimum payment. So, I mean, even at the minimum payment, 1,365 months. That's if they don't borrow any more at this point. Like, that's just paying interest. So, you need to figure out how long that is. Well, it's only 113.75 years. So it's only going to take them 114 years at this point to pay it back. The good news is, though, they'll at least be able to pay it back before the next ice age wipes us all off the planet. So there is some hope. That's the good news, folks. They can at least pay it back before the next ice age, if they at least try. I told you fuckers at the NSA violating my Fourth Amendment rights was not a good idea. Now I'm gonna fucking humiliate you. Have a great day, folks.